Ready, Nora? You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Hey, what's up guys? Coach Nate here, The Run Experience. I thought you and I would have a little conversation here. I want to talk about the 4 big mistakes that can really tank your training. And if you're a brand new runner, these are the momentum killers. These stop your progress before you even really get an opportunity to get into it. And if you are a more intermediate or an advanced runner, these are the mistakes that are gonna cause no end in frustration, missed races, lost fitness, other times sitting out that is just no fun at all. I'm gonna save the best one for last, the most important one. But before I get in there, I also wanna invite you to a 30-day challenge that we're hosting right in our mobile app. This is gonna be 30 days of run form, speed sessions, strength work, and the mobility work that you know you're supposed to be doing that maybe you kind of leave out. You're gonna do all of that with us. Come out 30 days knowing exactly what to do and how to take care of your body. And it's all right there. And if you sign up, not only can you join the challenge, but you can get a deal on our annual membership too. So let's get into mistake number 1. So mistake number 1, you chase your watch a little bit too much. Now there's nothing that feels better than running a little further or running a little bit faster, and you get that data immediately right here on this. But the problem is we can't make every run faster than the previous or longer than the previous one and do it in a sustainable way. Especially if you're on the newer side of running, it takes a little while for our body to settle in and adjust and adapt. And it's not just your aerobic system and your heart, it's your tendons, your ligaments, your bones willing to adjust. And if you're new to this, what's happening to what's very common, your shins are gonna be sore and tender, your knees, your calves, your feet. So we need a plan to only go fast on very certain times, like Nora Dog right here, getting her little speed work in. And we need a lot of time where we're deliberately going slow. And I see this all the time with the new runners. They don't think they're running fast, but they're running a lot faster than they should. So my trick for you is this. For 1 minute, about every 5 minutes or so, I want you to breathe in and out through your nose. It's gonna be... It's gonna slow you down so you're running the right speed. It's gonna get you a little taller. It's gonna get you breathing into your belly. It's gonna open up your airways. It's gonna help out a lot. It's gonna feel a little panicky at first, and if that's the case, well, we're gonna get you to slow down that pace a little bit. But stop chasing that watch, slow it down, let that body settle in. It's gonna go a long way. Now, the next mistake has to do with training on pure hope. Now, don't get me wrong, we need to be hopeful and optimistic about the future, but we also need a plan for when things will inevitably go off the tracks a little bit, because it's not if, but when something happens. And specifically, I wanna talk about injuries, because that is something that afflicts so many runners every single year. Now, in the beginning, if you're a new runner, you get a pass for at least a couple weeks, or if you're jumping into a training plan, you know, the first month or so is almost like a freebie. You can kind of do whatever. You haven't trained that much yet, and your body is dealing with it. But over time, things can accumulate and add up. And when I say things accumulate and add up, what I mean is if you are a little tighter and stiffer than you thought, your mechanics aren't really perfect, things are gonna start to rub, things are gonna start to wear down, and all of a sudden that tight or stiff muscle is not gonna go away on its own. Now, the solution of ignoring it and running yourself into the ground doesn't work, and going full stop and hoping it goes away on the other end isn't gonna work. The one thing that we wanna do is be proactive and empowered with our approach. So that's why I have you spend 10 minutes a day on day 1 of your training working on your mobility and range of motion, getting into some better self-care, working on your calves, working on your quads, working on your knees, all of those things that are gonna be a potential problem. We get in there early. We nip problems in the bud. We make quick, easy adjustments so we can stay smooth and consistent with our training. And this leads me to mistake number 3, which is the complement of mistake number 2. You train too narrowly. Now, there's this idea that, hey, to run better, we gotta run more. And you're not wrong, but that only works insofar as your body's ability to handle that extra mileage. And to handle that extra mileage without incident, our body needs to be strong enough, stable enough, have good enough range of motion to support it. And that means for a lot of us, we're in this weird conundrum, because if I'm using running to build my fitness, I may come into this issue where I'm actually not fit enough to run yet. And that's where some of our earn your miles messaging comes in from. If you've been a member on our channel all the time and you also realize, hey, every probably 2 of 10 videos we put out has something strength related. It's because we want you stronger. And that's why we include so much of that work. So for you, there should be 2 times a week strength sessions, full body. If you want to start with 4 key movements, my 4 favorites are squats, lunges, push-ups, and burpees. If you can get those things in, you're going to get a lot of work done. And of course, we can go even deeper from there. But we want to expand our training, not just running, but we want to think about adding other stuff in there like that strength that's going to be so essential for making us those strong, stable runners who are in it for the long game. Which gets us to our last and final mistake that can really tank our training, especially in the long run. Now, there's a difference between trying to do all of this stuff alone versus doing this stuff where you're connected with other people and runners in some way or another. And I can't tell you personally how important it is to have other run buddies that I know kind of care about my training a little bit, whether I showed up for that session or not. People I can ask questions from if I'm stuck or I need a little extra help getting through something, or just that extra push. Man, I didn't even know I could go as fast as I did. And what's amazing, this community works not just in person, but it works online. And so my final mistake is if you're trying to do this thing alone without any support group, it's gonna be really hard, harder than it has to be, and not as fun as it should be, which is why, again, I want you to join our 30-day challenge, our community of Earn Your Milers in the Run Experience app, because we will do this thing together. Not only will you be able to talk directly to coaches like me, like Coach Holly, like Coach Morgan, the rest of our team, but you'll be able to connect with other runners just like yourself who are going through this whole thing. You know, the 30-day challenge starts and ends with a 30-minute time trial for a run. You're gonna be able to see how much distance you covered at the end. You can run walk it, or you can really push yourself. There's going to be a push-up test and a hollow body hold test to test our strength and our core strength. And then every day you're gonna get a new workout. The runs are gonna be audio guided. You're gonna get mobility, you're gonna get strength sessions. It's pretty awesome, and it's such a good balanced program. If you join by the start of this thing, which happens to be on September 5th, not only be able to do the program, you'll be eligible for these cool prizes that we're laying out, but you'll actually be able to get an annual membership for 99 bucks. How about them apples? So jump in there. I'd love to see you. You can sign up by clicking on the link below. I'm gonna keep walking Nordog here, and I'm gonna get ready for that 30-day challenge. If you have any questions, drop them below in the comments. We'd love to keep this conversation going. See you guys.